All right. So please do not, make fun of me. I literally thought that I was going to be home in time, and my appointment went super over. So it's okay. It is A, okay. It is A, okay. It's okay. I'm going to do a better job. Okay. All right, boom. So I printed off this sheet like I did with the 90 days. To keep track of like the days I'm on, so then I don't even have to like check my phone, like what day are we on. So today we're reading Numbers 8 through 14. I am getting started later than I'm supposed to be, so um my bad on that. And I am just going to update y'all that tomorrow I'm going to be getting started later too, because we're driving to Wisconsin. So I will be getting started later tomorrow too. It might be looking like, hey, it might be looking like me doing it like in a car or something like that, depending on, the situation. So we're gonna see. We're gonna see. So, like I said, Numbers 8 to 14. I might need to like break this down into like two parts, but it's okay because I'll come back later tonight and do some more. So Numbers 8 through, hold on, let me pray. Lord, even though I had to rush to come sit down, I just pray that the word still touches me, Lord, and that there is no feeling of rushing the Holy Spirit. Lord, if the Spirit is moving, the Spirit is moving. And I just invite the Holy Spirit into this place, into my room, into this video. And I just pray that the Bible just really just uplifts me and encourages me and whoever's watching this. In your name I pray, amen. All right, so chapter 8. So the last reading we talked a lot about dedication offerings and what all the tribes were supposed to be given, and how the priests were supposed to be set apart. So chapter 8 of Numbers, the golden lampstand. And the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, Speak to Aaron and say to him, When you arrange the lamps, the 7 lamps shall give the light in front of the lampstand. And when Aaron did so, he arranged the lamps to face towards the front of the lampstand, as the Lord commanded Moses. Now this workmanship of the lampstand was hammered gold. From its shaft to its flowers it was hammered work, according to the pattern which the Lord had shown Moses. So he made the lampstand. Then the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, Take the Levites from among the children of Israel and cleanse them ceremonially. Thus you shall do to them and cleanse them. Sprinkle water of purification on them and let them shave all of their body and let them wash their clothes so make themselves clean. Then make them take a young bull with this grain offering of fine flour mixed with oil, and you shall take another young bull as a sin offering, and you shall bring the Levites before the tabernacle of meeting, and you shall gather together the whole congregation of the children of Israel. So you shall bring the Levites before the Lord, and the children of Israel shall lay their hands on the Levites. And Aaron shall offer the Levites before the Lord like a wave offering from the children of Israel, that they may perform the work of the Lord. Then the Levites shall lay their hands on the head of the young bulls, and you shall offer one as a sin offering and the other as a burnt offering to the Lord to make atonement for the Levites. And you shall stand the Levites before Aaron and his sons, and then offer them like a wave offering to the Lord. Thus you shall separate the Levites from among the children of Israel, and the Levites shall be mine. After the Levites shall go into the service of the tabernacle of meeting, so you shall cleanse them and offer them like a wave offering, for they are wholly given to me among the children of Israel. I have taken them for myself instead of all who open the womb, the firstborn of all the children of Israel. For all the firstborn of the children of Israel are mine, both man and beast. On the day that I struck the firstborn of the land of Egypt, I sanctified them to myself. Where did I go? Where did I go? Where did I go? To myself, to myself. I don't know how I just lost it like that. Da, 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 da. Mm-hmm. Wow. Levites instead of the firstborn. Oh, sanctified to myself. There we go. I have taken the Levites instead of all of the firstborn of the children of Israel, and I have given the Levites as a gift to Aaron and his sons among the children of Israel to do the work for the children of Israel in the tabernacle of meeting, and to make atonement for the children of Israel, that there be no plague among the children of Israel when the children of Israel come near the sanctuary. Thus Moses and Aaron and all the congregation of the children of Israel did to the Levites according to what the Lord had commanded Moses concerning the Levites, so the children of Israel did to them. And the Levites purified themselves and washed their clothes. Then Aaron presented them like a wave offering before the Lord. And Aaron made atonement for them to cleanse them. After that, the Levites went to do their work in the tabernacle of meeting before Aaron and his sons, as the Lord commanded Moses concerning the Levites. So they did. Age qualifications for the Levites. Then the Lord spoke, saying, This is what pertains to the Levites. From 25 years old and above, one may enter to perform service in the work of the tabernacle of meeting. And at the age of 50 years, they must cease performing this work and shall do work no more. They may minister with their brethren in the tabernacle of meeting to attend to needs, but they themselves shall do no work. Thus you shall do to the Levites regarding their duties. It's really nice being able to it's really nice being able to read what the Lord tells Moses to do and then see Moses do exactly what he says like to do. Chapter 9. The people keep the Passover. Now the Lord spoke to Moses in the wilderness of Sinai in the first month of the second year after they had come out of the land of Egypt, saying, Let the children of Israel keep the Passover at its appointed time. Over the 14th day of the month at twilight, you shall keep it as its appointed time. According to all of its rites and ceremonies, you shall keep it. So Moses told the children of Israel that they shall keep the Passover. And they kept the Passover on the 14th day of the first month at the twilight of the wilderness of Sinai, according to all that the Lord commanded Moses. So the children of Israel did. Okay? According to all that the Lord commanded Moses, so the children of Israel did. Word for word. Whatever the Lord said do, they did. Now there was a certain man who were defiled by a human corpse, so that they could not keep the Passover on that day. And they came before Moses and Aaron on that day. And those men said to them, We became defiled by a human corpse. Why are we kept from presenting the offering of the Lord at its appointed time among the children of Israel? And Moses said to them, Stand still, that I may hear what the Lord will command concerning you. Then the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, Speak to the children of Israel, saying, If any one of you or your posterity is clean because of a corpse or far away on a journey, he may still keep the Lord's Passover. On the 14th day of the second month at twilight, they may keep it. They shall eat it with unleavened bread and bitter herbs. They shall have none of it until morning, nor break one of its bones. According to all the ordinance of the Passover, they shall keep it. But the man who is clean and is not on a journey ceases to keep the Passover, that same person shall be cut off from among his people, because he did not bring the offering to the Lord at its appointed time. That man shall bear sin. And if a stranger dwells among you and would keep the Lord's Passover, he must do so according to the rite of the Passover, according to his ceremony. You shall have one ordinance both for the stranger and the native land, and the native of the land. Imagine having a problem. And Moses said, in verse 8, stand still that I may hear what the Lord will command concerning you. I want to have people around me who they can say, hold on, let me talk to the Lord real quick about you. And I've talked about this before, relationship with people who can intercede for us. That's my prayer request. It's crucial. Boom. Now on that day that the tabernacle was raised up, the cloud covered the tabernacle, the tent of meeting, from evening until the morning. It was above the tabernacle like an appearance of fire. So it was always the cloud covered by day and the appearance of fire by night. Whenever the cloud was taken up from above the tabernacle, after that the children of Israel would journey. And in the place where the cloud settled, where the children of Israel would pitch their tents, at the command of the Lord, the children of Israel would journey, and at the command of the Lord they would camp. As long as the cloud stayed upon the tabernacle, they remained in camp. Even when the cloud continued long, many days above the tabernacle, the children of Israel kept charge of the Lord and did not journey. Wow, I'm going to make a note of that. This is chapter 9, verse 19. Even when the cloud continued long, many days above the tabernacle, the children of Israel kept the charge of the Lord and did not journey. Boom. Being still and patient, even when you want to move. Ooh, that is a word. Okay. That's important. Um, and it was when the cloud remained only from evening until morning, when the cloud was taken up in the morning, then they would journey, whether by day or by night. Whenever the cloud was taken up, they would journey. Whether it was 2 days, a month, or a year, that cloud remained above the tabernacle of the children. I can't stand when that happens. It's okay. The children of Israel would remain encamped and not journey. Boom. And not journey. But when it was taken up, they would journey. At the command of the Lord, they remained encamped, and at the command of the Lord, they journeyed. They kept the charge of the Lord and the command of the Lord by the hand of Moses. They kept the charge of the Lord. I'm really in a season of trying to obey because I know I'm not obeying, and I know I'd be doing stuff that's like the Lord don't want me to do. So I'm really focused on keeping the charge of the Lord and obeying what the Lord is saying. Chapter 10, trumpets are used as signals. And the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, make 2 silver trumpets for yourself, and you shall make them of hammered work. You shall use them for calling the congregation and for directing the movement of the camps. When they blow both of them, all the congregation shall gather before you at the door of the tabernacle of meeting. But if they blow only one, then the leaders of the heads of the division of Israel shall gather to you. When you sound the advance, the camps that lie on the east shall begin their journey. When you sound the advance a second time, then the camps that lie on the south side shall begin their journey. They shall sound for them to begin their journeys. And when the assembly is to be gathered together, you shall blow, but not sound the advance. The sons of Aaron, the priest, shall blow the trumpets, and these shall be to you an ordinance forever throughout your generations. When you go into war into your land against the enemies who oppress you, then you shall sound an alarm with the trumpets, and you will be remembered before the Lord your God, and you will be saved from your enemies. Also, in the day of your gladness and your appointed feast, in the beginning of your months, you shall blow the trumpets to offer burnt offerings over the sacrifices of your peace offerings, and they shall be a memorial for you before the Lord. I am your God. So the trumpets are used as signals, but we also know that trumpets can be used musically as praise. Signals and praise. And this also says, when they blow the trumpet, the Lord, you will be remembered before the Lord your God, and you will be saved from your enemies. So I'm not trying to do too much like connecting, like this is what this means. But to me, this means trumpets can be used as signals, yes, but it's also a praise. So the praise could be a signal to the Lord to remember us. So sometimes you have to praise to be remembered by the Lord so you could be saved from your enemies. That's what I'm getting. The people start out. Now it came to pass on the 20th day of the second month in the second year that the cloud was taken up from above the tabernacle of the testimony. And the children of Israel set out from the wilderness of Sinai on their journeys. Then the cloud settled down in the wilderness of Paran. So they started out the first time according to the command of the Lord by the hand of Moses. The standard of the camp of the children of Judah set out first according to their armies. Over their army was Nishan, the son of Amminadab. Over the army of the tribe of the children of Issachar was Nethanel, the son of Zuar. And over the tribe of the children of Zebulun was Eliab, the son of Helon. Then the tabernacle was taken out, and the sons of Jershon, the sons of Merari, set out carrying the tabernacle. And the standard of the camp was Reuben, set out according to their armies. Over their army was Elazar, the son of Shedeur. Over the army of the tribe of children of Simeon was Shelumiel, the son of Zurishaddai. And over the army of the tribe of the children of God was Eliasaph, the son of Duel. Then the Kohathites set out carrying the holy things. The tabernacle will be prepared for their arrival. And the standard of the camp of the children of Ephraim set out according to their armies. Over their army was Elishama, the son of Ammihud, and the army of the tribe of the children of Manasseh was Gamaliel, the son of Pedazur. And over the army of the tribe of the children of Benjamin was Abidan, the son of Gideoni. And the standard of the camp of the children of Dan which was the rear of the camp, set out according to their armies. Over their armies was Ahizir, the son of Ammishaddai. Over the tribe of the children of Asher was Pagiel, the son of Akran. And over the army tribe of Naphtali was Ahira, the son of Enan. Thus was the order of the march of the children of Israel according to their armies, which they began their journey. Now Moses said to Hobab, the son of Reuel, the Midianite, Moses' father-in-law, we are setting out from the place which the Lord said, I will give to you. Come with us, and we will treat you well, for the Lord has promised good things to Israel. And he said to him, I will not go, but I will depart to my own land and to my relatives. So Moses said, please do not leave, inasmuch as you know how we are to camp in the wilderness, and you can be our eyes. And it shall be, if you go with us, indeed shall be whatever good the Lord will do to us, the same we will do to you. The son of midnight, Moses, father-in-law. Okay. So they departed from the mountain of the Lord on the journey of 3 days, and the ark of the covenant of the Lord went before them for 3 days' journey to search out a resting place for them. And the cloud of the Lord was above them by day, and they went out from the camp. So it was whenever the ark set out that Moses said, rise up, O Lord, let your enemies be scattered, and let those who hate you flee before you. And when it rested, he said, return, O Lord, to the many thousands of Israel. Sorry. So before they went out, Moses is talking to the Lord, and when they rest, Moses is talking to the Lord. Chapter 11. What are we reading to today? 14. Chapter 11. Complaining is punished. Let me underline that for me. Complaining is punished, because I'll be complaining. Now, when the people complained, it displeased the Lord, for the Lord heard it, and his anger was aroused. So the fire of the Lord burned among them and consumed some in the outskirts of the camp. Then the people cried out to Moses, and when Moses prayed to the Lord, the fire was quenched. So he called the name of the place Taberah, because the fire of the Lord had burned among them. God don't want to hear no complaining. That's what I'm getting at. That's what I'm picking up, at least. The people craved meat. Now the mixed multitude who were among them yielded to an intense craving. So the children of Israel also wept again and said, who will give us meat to eat? We remember the fish which we ate freely in Egypt, the cucumbers, the melons, the leeks, the onions, the garlic. But now our whole being is dried up, and there is nothing at all except for this manna before our eyes. Now the manna was like coriander seed, and its color like the color of bdellium. What is that? Hold on. Let me figure out what we talk about. Bdellium. What is this? A fragrant resin produced by a number of trees related to myrrh used in perfumes. Okay. The people went out and gathered it and ground it on the millstones or beat it at the mortar and cooked it in pans and made cakes out of it. And its taste was like the taste of pastry prepared with oil. And when the dew fell in the camp at night, the manna fell on it. Okay. Then Moses heard the Lord weeping throughout their families, everyone at their door of his tent, and the anger of the Lord was greatly aroused. Moses was also displeased. Okay, so now Moses is getting upset. So Moses said to the Lord, why have you afflicted your servant? Why have I not found favor in your sight that you have laid the burden of these people on me? Did I conceive all these people? Did I beget them that you should say to me, carry them into your bosom as a guardian carries a nursing child to the land which you swore to their fathers? Where am I to get meat to give all these people? For they weep all over me, saying, give us meat that we may have meat. But I am not able to bear all these people alone, because the burden is too heavy for me. If you treat me like this, please kill me here and now, if I have found favor in your sight, and do not let me see my wretchedness. So now Moses is a little upset at the Lord, not even just about the meat, but just for the whole situation. Like, why would you even bring me here? These people are ungrateful. They're always complaining. Why are you treating me like this? So the Lord said to Moses, gather to me 70 men of the elders of Israel, whom you know to be the elders of who you know to be the elders of the people and officers over them, and bring them to the tabernacle of meeting, that they may stand with you. Then I will come down and talk with you there. I will take the spirit that is upon you and will put the same upon them, that they shall bear the burden of the people with you, that you may not bear it alone. Then you shall say to the people, consecrate yourself for tomorrow, that you shall eat meat. For you have wept in the hearing of the Lord, who will give us meat. For it is well with us in Egypt. Therefore the Lord will give you meat, and you shall eat. And you shall eat not 1 day, nor 2 days, nor 5 days, nor 10 days, nor 20 days, before a whole month, until it comes out of your nostrils and becomes loathsome to you, because you have despised the Lord who is among you, and you have wept before him, saying, why did we ever come up out of Egypt? And Moses said, the people who I'm among are 600,000 men on foot. Yet you say, I will give them meat, that they may eat for a whole month. Shall flocks and herds be slaughtered for them to provide enough for them? Or shall all the fish of the sea be gathered together for them to provide enough for them? Then the Lord said to Moses, has the Lord's arm been shortened? Now you shall see now you shall see whether what I will say happened to you or not. This is good. This is good, because this is not the first time, because we've seen Moses be upset with the Lord about the Israelites before, but Moses is really starting to get at him now. Like, why did you have this happen to me? Then now he's starting to second guess what the Lord can do. He's saying, I have all these people, and yet you're saying you're going to feed them not 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days, but 30 days. Like he did not witness. Not only did he witness, but he participated in the miracle. We be so forgetful. And I'm going to say it just like that. We be so forgetful in what God can do, even if we're the ones who participated in the miracle. Like this is crazy, because he comes to the Lord saying, I cannot bear this burden by myself, because I feel like I'm bearing it by myself. Then the Lord says, gather me people so they can bear it with you, looking out for him. Then he turns back around and questions him and what he can do. And that's me. That is definitely me. This was good. What was this? What is this? Chapter 11, verse 10 to 23. Yes. Approved. All right, chapter 24. So Moses went out and told the people the words of the Lord. Oh, time out. I forgot to also mention. It says, so not only are they complaining, but they're complaining about being brought out of slavery. That's number one. Mind you, the Lord used his powers and miracles to show them who he was, to bring them out of slavery. Now they want what they had while in slavery. So now that is why the Lord is saying, not only am I going to give you what you want, but I'm going to give it to you so much that you have it coming out of your nostrils. So we really have to be careful what we complain that we don't have. We have to be careful about, like what we ask of the Lord, because he might give it to us. Everything that we ask for, we probably don't need. Be careful what you ask for / complain about, because new things come with new frustrations and problems. Okay, so Moses went out and told the people the words of the Lord, and he gathered 70 men of the elders of the people and placed them around the tabernacle. Then the Lord came down in the cloud and spoke to him, and took the spirit that was upon him and placed the same upon the 70 elders. And it happened, when the spirit rested upon them, they prophesied, although they never did so again. Why did they do that? So this says, Reed did not cease craving. Okay. But 2 men remained in the camp. One was named Eldad. The name of the other was Medad. And the spirit rested upon them, even though they weren't even in the camp. Now they were among those listed, but who had not gone out to the tabernacle. Yet they prophesied in the camp. And a young man ran and told Moses, said, Eldad and Medad are prophesying in the camp. So Moses, the son of Nun, Moses' assistant, sorry, that's not what I read. So Joshua, the son of Nun, Moses' assistant, one of his choice men, answered them, Moses, my Lord, forbid them. Then Moses said to them, are you zealous for my sake? Oh, that all the people Oh, that all the people were prophets, and the Lord would put his spirit upon them. And Moses returned to the camp, he and his elders of Israel. What does this mean? What does this mean? This means that you don't even have to be in the same place as where others are who are being blessed. You can be blessed wherever you're at, whether you're in the camp or not. Wow. Wow. This reading is going crazy today. God sends quail and a plague. Now a wind went out from the Lord, and it brought quail from the sea and left them fluttering near the camp, about a day's journey on the side and a day's journey on the other side around all the camp, and about 2 cubits above the surface of the ground. Yuck. And the people stayed up all night, all day, and all next day gathering quail. He who gathered less gathered 10 hammers. Sorry. And they spread them out for themselves all around the camp. But while this meat was still between their teeth before it was chewed, the wrath of the Lord aroused against the people, and the Lord struck the people with a very great plague. And he called the name of the place Kibroth Hattava, because they buried the people who had yielded to the craving. From Kibroth Hattava, the people moved from Hazeroth and camped at Hazeroth. So it doesn't seem like it struck everybody. So I'm wondering when it struck the people, like which people it struck, because it didn't strike everybody. But it says the wrath of the Lord was aroused against the people, and the Lord struck the people with a very great plague. Boom, boom, boom. What is because they buried the people who had yielded to the craving. You yield to that craving, you have consequences of yielding to that craving. We gotta fight the cravings. This is for me. You gotta fight the craving. Oh my gosh, the Bible is reading me today. I'm not even gonna rush this because this is a good word. Do you hear me? This is a good word. Oh, okay. Chapter 12. Miriam and this is my I like this. I like this chapter. I remember this. Chapter 12. Miriam and Aaron speak against Moses. Then Miriam and Aaron spoke against Moses because of the Ethiopian woman who he had married, for he had married an Ethiopian woman. Miriam is his sister, by the way. So they said, has the Lord indeed spoken only through Moses? Has he not spoken through us also? And the Lord heard it. And now the man Moses was very humble, more than all the men who were on the face of the earth. Boom. Suddenly the Lord said to Moses, Aaron, and Miriam, come out, you three, to the tabernacle meeting. So the three came out. Then the Lord came down in a pillar of the cloud and stood in the door of the tabernacle and called Aaron and Miriam, and they both went forward. Then he said, hear now my words. If there was a prophet among you, I, the Lord, made myself known to him in a vision. I speak to him in a dream. Not so with my servant Moses. He is faithful in all my house. I speak with him face to face, even plainly and not in dark sayings. And he sees the form of the Lord. Why then are you not so afraid to speak against my servant? So the anger. Now, mind you, what he's saying is, when there's a prophet among you, I speak to him in visions and dreams. Okay? The Lord speaks to Moses face to face. This is the first person that we see him speaking face to face with. So he's saying, why are y'all not scared of speaking against him when I speak to him face to face? Miriam is stricken with leprosy. So the anger of the Lord was aroused. Hold on. Time out. Because let's talk about something real quick. This is why you got to be very careful who you gossip about. Gossiping about God's favored people is a no-no. Is a no-no. And I just be gossiping like, girl, and look at them and da 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 blah 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 blah. But it's really like This is God's child, and he's not going to play about them. Mind you, too, what they said was when they said, wait, has the Lord indeed spoken only through Moses? Yes, because the Lord was using Aaron to speak to other people and to speak to the people of Israel and, Pharaoh, but he was working through Moses. So now how are you going to turn around and be like, is the Lord only using him? That's why we got to stay humble. Like I said, Moses was a humble man, more than all the men on the face of the earth. This needs to be my next prayer. Ooh, but that's a tough prayer. I don't know if I'm going to be humble. I don't know if I'm going to be humble. All right. So the anger of the Lord was aroused against him, and he departed. And when the cloud departed from above the tabernacle, suddenly Miriam became leprous, as white as snow. Then Aaron turned to Miriam and said, "Oh, that she was a leper." So Aaron said to Moses, "Oh, my Lord, please do not let this sin lay on us, in which we have done foolishly, and in which we have sinned. Excuse me. Please do not let her be as one dead, whose flesh is half consumed when he comes out of his mother's womb." So Moses cried out to the Lord. All right. Moses cried out to the Lord, saying, "Please heal her, oh God, I pray." So we see them talk about her, and then they want him to intercede for her. This is pray for your enemies. Prime example right there. Then the Lord said to Moses, if her father had but spit in her face, would she not be shamed 7 days? Let her be shut out of the camp 7 days, and afterwards she may be received again. So Miriam was shut up out of the camp for 7 days, and the people did not journey until Miriam was brought in again. And afterward, the people moved from Hazareth to encamped in the wilderness of Paran. So he's saying she got to deal with this consequence, even though you're asking me and I normally move on your behalf. If she was spit in her face, she would have to be out there 7 days. So she got to deal with this consequence. Boom. And everybody knew that she sinned because they couldn't even move. The whole camp couldn't even move. All from gossiping. Chapter 13, spies are chosen. And the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, send men to spy out in the land of Canaan, which I have given the children of Israel. From each tribe of their fathers you shall send a man, every one a leader among them. So Moses went from the wilderness of Paran, according to the command of the Lord, all of the men who were the heads of the children of Israel. Now these were their names: from the tribe of Reuben, Shemua, the son of Zechar; from the tribe of Simeon, Shaphat, the son of Hori; from the tribe of Judah, Caleb, the son of Jephunneh; from the tribe of Issachar, Igal, the son of Joseph; from the tribe of Ephraim, Hoshea, from the son of Nun; from the tribe of Benjamin, Palti, the son of Rephu; from the tribe of Zebulun, Jadiel, the son of Sodi; from the tribe of Joshua; from the tribe of Manasseh, Gadi, the son of Suzi; from the tribe of Dan, Amiel, the son of Gemali; from the tribe of Asher, Sether, the son of Michael; from the tribe of Naphtali, Nabi, the son of Zophsi; from the tribe of Gad, and Joel, from the son of Makai. These are the names of the men whom Moses sent out to spy on the land. Moses called Hoshea, the son of Nun, Joshua. The spies go to Canaan. Then Moses sent them out to spy out the land of Canaan. And they said to them, go up this way into the south and go up the mountains and see what the land is like, whether the people who dwell in it are strong or weak, few or many, whether the land they dwell in is good or bad, whether the cities that they inhabit are like camps or strongholds, whether the land is rich or poor, and whether there are forests there or not. Be of good courage and bring some of the fruit of the land. Now the time was the season of the first ripe grapes. So they went up and spied out the land from the wilderness of Zin as far as Rehob, near the entrance of Hamath. And they went through the south and came to Hebron, Ahiman, Sheshai, and Talmi. The descendants were Anak were there. Then they came to the valley of Eshcol, and they cut down a branch with one cluster of grapes. They carried it between two of them on a pole. That means that it was large. They also brought some of the pomegranates and figs. The place they were called the valley of Eshcol because of the cluster which the men of Israel cut down there. And they returned from spying out the land after 40 days. Here we go, seeing another 40 days. I heard somewhere that 40 days is the time of testing. This was their testing time. Oh my goodness, testing time. Boom. A frightening report. Now they departed and came back to Moses and Aaron and all the congregation of the children of Israel in the wilderness of Paran at Kadesh. And they brought back a word to them and all the congregation, and showed them the fruits of the land. Then they told them and said, "We went to the land where you sent us. It flows truly, flowing with milk and honey, and this is its fruit." Probably showing them the pole with the grapes on it. "Nevertheless, the people who dwell in the land are strong. The cities are fortified and very large. Moreover, we saw the descendants of Anak there. The the Amalekites would dwell in the land of the south. The Hittites, the Jebusites, and the Amorites dwell in the mountains, and the Canaanites dwell by the sea, along the banks of the Jordan." Then Caleb quieted the people before Moses and said to them, "Let us go up at once and take possession, for we are well able to overcome it." Who is Caleb descendant of? Who is this? Caleb, the son of Jephunneh from the tribe of Issachar. Okay, Issachar. So great grandson. But the men who had gone up with them said, "We are not able to go up against the people, for they are stronger than we." And they gave the children of Israel a bad report of the land which they had spied out, saying, "The land through which we have gone as spies is a land that devours its inhabitants, and all the people whom we saw in are of great stature. There we saw giants." These are the descendants of Anak, by the way. "And we were like grasshoppers in our own sight. So we were in their sight." Sorry. "There we saw giants, and we were like grasshoppers in our sight." We were like grasshoppers in our sight. And so we were in their sight. So not only do they see them as giants, but now they're littling themselves to become like grasshoppers. Never belittle yourself. Talking about some grasshoppers. I ain't no grasshopper. Boom. So we got Caleb, like, nah, we can go and do this. All right, last chapter. I'm kind of turned up now. Last chapter, chapter 14. The people reject Moses and Aaron. Of course they do. Of course. "So all the congregation lifted up their voices and cried." This is why you got to be so careful about what you spread. They gave a bad report, and now all the people are about to cry out. "So all the congregation lifted up their voices and cried, and the people wept that night. And all the children of Israel complained against Moses and Aaron. And the whole congregation said to them, 'If only we had died in the land of Egypt.'" They still want to go back to Egypt. They want to go back to Egypt. And it's so annoying because that's slavery. Y'all want to be slaves so bad. And that's exactly what I'm putting. Y'all want to be slaves so bad. "Or if we had died in this wilderness. Why has the Lord brought us to this land to fall by the sword, that our wives and children shall become victims? Would it not be better for us to return to Egypt?" So they said to one another, "Let us select a leader." Not the one that the Lord gave us, but let's select our own leader and return to Egypt. Then Moses and Aaron fell on their faces before all the assembly of the congregation of the children of Israel. Joshua and Caleb urged faith in God. Come on now. But Joshua the son of Nun and Caleb the son of Jephunneh, I don't know, who were among those who had spied out the land, tore their clothes and said, and they spoke to all the congregation of Israel, saying, "The land that we passed," come on, where are you? Through the spy out is exceedingly a good land. That means that we want the good. "If the Lord delights in us, then he will bring us into the land and give it to us, a land that flows of milk and honey. Only do not rebel against the Lord, nor fear the people of the land, for they are our bread." Thank you. "Their protection has departed from them, and the Lord is with us." The Lord is with us. Come on now, we've seen it before. The Lord is with us. Do not fear them. And all the congregation said to stone them with stones. Of course he did. Now the glory of the Lord appeared in the tabernacle of meeting before all the children of Israel. Moses intercedes with God. Then the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, "How long will these people reject me? And how long will they not believe me with all the signs that I have performed among them? I will strike them with pestilence and disinherit them, and I will make of you a nation greater and mightier than they." And Moses said to the Lord, Then the Egyptians will hear, for by your might you brought these people from among them, and they will tell it to the inhabitants of the land. And they have heard that you, Lord, are among these people, that you, Lord, are seen face to face, and your cloud stands above them. And you will go before them in a pillar of a cloud by day and a pillar of fire by night. Now, if you kill these people as one man, then the nations which have heard your fame will speak, saying, because the Lord was not able to bring these people up from the land which he swore to give them, therefore he killed them in the wilderness. And now I pray, let the power of my great Lord be great, just as you have spoken, saying, the Lord is long suffering and abundant in mercy, forgiving iniquity and transgression. But he by no means clears the guilty, visiting the iniquity of the fathers of the children to the third and fourth generation. Pardon the iniquity of these people, I pray, according to the greatness of your mercy, just as you have forgiven these people from Egypt, even until now. So the Lord says to Moses, I'm going to forget the rest of these people. I'm going to make you great. And Moses is like, nah, because if you kill everybody, then everybody who hears about it and like throughout the lands are going to be like, he killed them in the wilderness after he brought them out. God grants a conditional pardon. The intercession of Moses is wild. Then the Lord said, I have pardoned according to your word, but truly as I live, all the earth shall be filled with glory of the Lord. Because all these men who have seen my glory and the signs which I did in Egypt and in the wilderness have put me to the test now 10 times and have not heeded my voice, they certainly shall not see the land which I swore to their fathers, nor shall any of those who rejected me see it. So he's saying, I'm not going to kill them, but they're not going to be able to see this land. But my servant Caleb, because he has a different spirit in him and has followed me fully, I will bring into the land where he went, and his descendants shall inherit it. Now the Amalekites and the Canaanites dwell in the valley. Tomorrow turn and move out into the wilderness by the way of the Red Sea. And the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, how long shall I bear this evil congregation who complains against me? I have heard the complaints which the children of Israel make against me. Say to them, as I live, says the Lord, just as you have spoken in my hearing, so I will do to you. The carcasses of you who have complained against me shall fall into the wilderness. All of you who were numbered according to your entire number, from 20 years old and above, except Caleb the son of Jephunneh and Joshua the son of Nun. You shall by no means enter the land which I swore that I will let you dwell in. But your little ones, whom you said would be victims, I will bring them in, and they shall know the land which you have despised. But as for you, your carcasses shall fall in the wilderness, and your sons shall be shepherds in the wilderness for 40 years, and bear the brunt of your infidelity until your carcasses are consumed in the wilderness. According to the number of the days in which you spied out the land, 40 days for each day you shall bear your guilt for 1 year, namely 40 years, and you shall know my rejection. Whew. I, the Lord, have spoken this, and I surely will do to all the evil congregation who has gathered together against me. In the wilderness they shall be consumed, and they shall die. Now the men who Moses sent to spy out the land, who returned and made the congregation complain against him by bringing back a bad report, so by gossiping, because y'all brought back a bad report, even though the Lord said he was going to make it happen. Those very men who brought back the evil report about the land died by a plague before the Lord. Sheesh. But Joshua the son of Nun and Caleb the son of Jephunneh remained alive, and all the men who went to spy out of all the men who went to spy out the land. So 12 went to spy out the land, and 10 of them died for bringing back a bad report. Speaking down on what the Lord has said already will bring about punishment. That's what I'm getting. Then Moses told the people, to all of the children of Israel, and the people mourned greatly, and they rose early in the morning and went up to the top of the morning, saying, here we are, we will go up to the place which the Lord has promised, for we have sinned. And Moses said, now why do you transgress against the command of the Lord? For this will not succeed. Do not go up, lest you are defeated by your enemies, for the Lord is not among you. For the Amalekites and the Canaanites are there before you, and you shall fall by the sword, because you have turned away from the Lord, and the Lord will not be with you. But they presumed to go up to the mountaintop. Nevertheless, neither the ark of the covenant of the Lord nor Moses departed from the camp. Then the Amalekites and the Canaanites who dwelt in that mountain came down and attacked them and drove them back as far as Hormah. So they don't follow the Lord. They hear the bad report. They complain against the Lord. The people who brought back the bad report die. And then they're like, well, we send, let's do right now. Oh, this is so me. Let's do right now. And it's like, no, you got to bear your punishment. Like they're bearing their punishment right now. So wow, this is really good because we should not be gossiping about the Lord's people, which is everybody. We don't need to be if the Lord says something to us, like we cannot try to downplay it and speak down on it. Like, don't bring a bad report back. You got to be very careful who you listen to as well, because the people cried out from the bad report, but the people also knew because Moses told them, like, this is the land that was promised to us. So not only can you not bring back a bad report, but you have to be very careful who you listen to and your reaction to bad news or news that doesn't like go along with what you thought was going to happen or what the Lord said was going to happen. We really got to stand on. We really got to stand on the word. Okay, I'm about to pray out. That was good. I'm gonna be late to wherever I'm going, but that was good. Dear Lord, thank you so much for this day. Thank you for your word. Thank you for showing how intercession can really save our lives, Lord, and how we really just have to walk by faith, Lord, and not walking by faith is also a sin. Not following your word is a sin. Sometimes we can get caught up in just being passive and like saying things that just flow off of our tongue and like just being sinful beings. And in reality, Lord, you don't want that for us. And whenever we do not follow you, we are following the devil. And so, Lord, I just pray that there be like a urgency and a sensitiveness on our hearts when we sin, so that it doesn't just feel like any other day or any other thing, Lord. I pray that on myself, on my heart, on my mind, on my mouth, that I could be sensitive to everything that comes out of it, so that I'm not just saying and doing things that don't glorify you. I pray this over those who are watching. I pray that this word touch them, Lord. And I just thank you again. In your name I pray. Amen. So I will see y'all tomorrow. Again, I am leaving out of town tomorrow. So I don't think I'm going to be like sitting down until like 6:30. So depending on when I leave, I'm going to set a timer and that'll show y'all like when I plan on actually getting online. So I will see y'all tomorrow. Have a good night and love you and bye.